Hush now, don't explain. Just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain.
I want to let you into a secret. Billie Holiday, a female American jazz blues singer, is one of my favorite artists of all time. I was first introduced to her 50 years ago. Her poignant, soulful, unique voice is still listened to by many people today. The song that has just been played is called Don't Explain. It's a song about a woman whose partner is often unfaithful to her, yet she continues to let him come back into her life. Most of us might see this as unacceptable, but from her perspective, life without him would be worse. For me, this song, over time, has become a source of divine reassurance and encouragement. As I listen to the words, I hear God saying to me, fully aware of my unfaithfulness, hush now, don't explain, just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain. Who doesn't want to believe that God can be so forgiving and generous? Who doesn't want to believe that God is waiting for us when our time comes? A God whose arms are open and who is genuinely delighted to see us come back home. The words of the song remind me of the gospel story of the Prodigal Son. He was unfaithful to his father and headed off to live the life he wanted to live. One day, in a very bad state, he came to his senses and began to think about home, and in the end decided to return home. As part of his preparation, he got ready his excuses, just as we do when we let ourselves down or others down. For me, the most beautiful moment in that story is the reaction of the father, who effectively said, hush now, don't explain, just say you'll remain. This is very difficult for us to both understand and accept. How could the father let him off so lightly? The elder son, who had stayed at home, couldn't understand the father's reaction to his brother either. His understanding of love was that it was conditional. I've been a good boy, I've served you all my life and done what you have told me to do. My brother has been the opposite, and yet you reward him with clothing, food, and drink. A few Sundays ago, we listened to the story told by Jesus of two men who were praying in the temple. One was a Pharisee and the other was a tax collector. The Pharisee took pride in how well he practiced his faith. The tax collector, on the other hand, kept his distance and simply said, Lord, be merciful to me, a sinner. We're told that it was the tax collector who went home right with God. The point is this: God knows what we are made of and what we are like and what we are capable of. Even though we might spend quite a lot of time trying to explain or justify ourselves before God or before others, which can be good for the soul, I can see better now the need for us to accept ourselves as men and women who will always fall short of the mark. The call, of course, is to try to do better, and that's a good thing. Humility reminds us that this doesn't always happen. And so there will be times in our lives when we simply have to come before the Lord, recognizing our failures and asking God for mercy in as few words as possible. Hush now, don't explain, just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain.